Welcome everyone to Scribble Time. I'm your host Nolan, and today we are drawing Flintstones, and we are doing a different time slot for today. We're moving it to 2 p.m. I had to work out some stuff earlier this morning, so unfortunately had to shift Scribble Time. But maybe we'll try out this new schedule where we're meeting at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So if that works for everybody, we'll continue with it. But that we'll be shifting the schedule to the afternoons just for the sake of logistics, let's just say. And so today we'll be going with the Flintstones. So today I'm going to be drawing and sketching other some classic Hanna-Barbera characters here. So if you guys are in the chat, feel free to chime in or chit chat, what have you. Today is going to be all about our favorite prehistoric pal. So let's see. Today's topic is the Flintstones. Okay. All right. Sorry, I had to update my my video description. So today we're going to be drawing some of these characters. So I didn't watch much Flintstones back in the day, but I have to thank I forgot who mentioned it. Someone on Facebook mentioned Flintstones, so that got me thinking, oh, maybe I should do like an old school classic type of character. So we're gonna go with this one, and maybe in the future we can do more of a general Hanna-Barbera one, or maybe a Looney Tunes one, or something that's specific to the show. Obviously there's also shows like Powerpuff Girls or Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack, all those. There isn't an infinite number of shows, but there certainly are a lot of them out there. I get some suggestions sometimes for people to do We Bare Bears. Certainly that's on the table as well. So we are so I'm in day 2 of my new schedule, and it is definitely a bit challenging. There's a period I woke up this morning and I was working for a little bit, and I was just too tired to stand, so I basically laid down for about 10 minutes. I felt much better. Also, having coffee definitely helps a lot too. So unfortunately, all the I use a Chemex to brew my coffee, and unfortunately all the coffee filters are out of stock on Amazon, so I have to go figure out where to find them. I think Whole Foods would tend to have them. Let's see. I'm gonna give him a little bit of hair too, because I think we need that hair. Because especially if I'm gonna be drawing, let me just back up here a little bit. If I'm gonna be drawing like Barney, which I will, I'll draw Barney for sure. We gotta have that other type of hair in there. So Fred's hair is very I don't know, it's a very cool design, you know. It's very simple, very fun and whimsical. There's it may look like it's one of those drawings where it feels like, oh, anybody could draw that, but then to come up with this design is pretty clever, you know. It's a very appealing design. It's very basic and simple shapes. It's a cool topic, you know. It's it's the honeymooners in prehistoric times, and they definitely had a lot of their great gags. The only thing that was kind of weird for me was that there was a laugh track to it, because it's like, well, it's not a live show, right? So it's how's the audience laughing? So I always thought that was kind of funny. It's like, what? I mean, aren't they like? Isn't it taking them like weeks to draw this thing? But that's how it was back in the day. What's interesting is I came across a little video essay about the laugh track, and it's, you know, you look at modern comedies these days, and they don't really have that laugh track anymore, which is really interesting, right? Because growing up, that was pretty much a staple of American television, is to have the laugh track to tell you that something is funny. And you know, you know, our sensibilities change, I suppose. I mean, I think it works. It's, you know, it's a product of its time, and you know, when I see like definitely when I see a modern sitcom use a laugh track, it feels a little bit corny. You know, it doesn't have quite the same. Like, it works almost because it works back then because it's you know, it's more of a classic time. You watch something like I Love Lucy, and it really, I don't know, I feel it works much better than something today where it's like, you know, you don't really have that old school mentality, old school humor that you do now. Maybe because everybody's a little bit, it's also a different type of humor too, which, to be honest, I'm more of a fan of the older comedies because I think there is something, I do like the cleverness of some of those jokes and gags that they had back then, which I think they're a lot smarter than they are today. You know, when I was in school, when I was in university, that was kind of when they had all these Will Ferrell type of comedies where everybody would just be as raunchy or as inappropriate as possible. And I like them for what they were, but they're definitely not my favorite. You know, actually, I'm probably gonna get grilled for this, but I do think like the Adam Sandler movies, they actually did some really great things, I think, in terms of comedy. Like, it's very easy and simple to understand. There's some jokes that actually are set up pretty well, and say what you want about him. At least they were confident enough to work with to be what they were. You know, like they weren't trying to pretend to be some, like, I don't know, ironic type of thing. It's like, you know, they're all like underdog stories. I have to I did hear someone say like, oh, you know, Don't Mess with the Zohan is an underrated classic, and I actually haven't seen that movie, so I can't comment on whether if I would like that movie or not. Okay, so we got so for those of you who are new to the channel, I have an original character called the Punching Panda, and he's, you know, just a panda who wears boxing gloves. So that's why these characters are drawn as pandas wearing boxing gloves. So if that's not clear by the title of this channel, then you will know. I'm just offering these as short live streams. I will put these. Today I'm doing something different. I'm actually recording these videos, and what I will do is do a time lapse later, just to see if that's a format people would like to after the show, instead of sitting through, like, watching a whole hour video, because where sometimes I'm talking, sometimes I'm not. So yeah, I grew up with like Looney Tunes. I grew up with the old stuff, so I have a kind of an old school mentality when it comes to jokes and comedy and stuff. I kind of was a little bit into like the ironic type of humor. Certainly, like, I do enjoy stuff like Wes Anderson, and I think he's one of the better. Like, he kind of does things on the absurd, but you know, he's good at doing that. Other people who are not quite as crafted and adept at it, you definitely could tell like it kind of falls flat on its face. Okay, and let's just shade this. It's like, can I talk about stuff that I don't like? Absolutely. This is my channel. I can talk about whatever I want. within reason. Okay, so there's my Fred Flintstone. Yep, dabba do, indeed. So these are offered again as free coloring sheets on my website. You're more than welcome to download those to your pleasure. So we got Fred Flintstone. Let's do. Of course, we'll do Wilma. How about we do Wilma? Let's put Wilma over here. I mean, Wilma's kind of a cool character because, I mean, in terms of design, it's like she doesn't, she doesn't have like the pretty eyelashes or anything like that. It's just a very simple, very efficient design. You know, she still looks feminine, and she also has. Let's see. I'm gonna put something like maybe doing that. So where should I put her? Oh, let's put Wilma on a separate layer here. I'm just glad that, at least for now, they're not doing any kind of remake of them. It's like, let's leave our old, how about we just leave all of our old cartoons alone for a while. Just give us a break. Make something new. Give us something interesting. Let's appreciate just the craft and the mastery that they had back then for these type of cartoons, you know? Okay, so Wilma's gonna have, I think she has a sling like that. She also has pearls. Women today don't really wear pearls as much, I don't think. It's kind of a bygone era. But it still works, I think. I think it still works. Or actually, I don't think they're pearls. I think they're rocks. I forgot. We're in the prehistoric age. Well, because this is, let's see. Now the shape of Wilma's hair is actually pretty interesting. It's not just a swoop. There's actually a little bit of angularity with it. So I want to make sure I get that. Because that angularity really adds, you know, some visual depth, you know. It's not just a round hair. There's some precision with it, you know. There's some you know, it's a careful balance of sharps and straights. You want to be able to get that. Speaking of shows, I haven't been able to watch too many lately, mostly because by the end of the day I'm just getting kind of tired. And I have been trying to get to bed earlier too, so I've actually been doing some more reading, going through the Dark Knight Rises, just some old comic books right now, so it's been fun just going through those, just trying to study the craft, just trying to see how they lay out the pages, how they're doing the page turns, all this other stuff. And it's man, even as so in the mornings what I'm doing is I'm doing my layout right now. So like I'm working with a short script right now with my panda characters, and it's about an 18-page comic right now. And man, my brain just gets tired after like a few minutes because I'm just not used to it. So I'm trying to just get my stamina up, trying to get the just get the reps in. Start just putting out those pages, and just start putting down those first drafts and trying to get through it. And it's difficult when it's your own project because you're trying to like make it as perfect as you can, but I'm trying to just use this as an exercise just to get it done. The tricky thing I think is for me is there's always that temptation to just, as soon as you put down the first draft, you're just like, okay, I got it, now I can go and like color and everything. It's like, well, no, let's pump the brakes. You gotta vet this draft, make sure it's solid, make sure that can you make it more interesting, can you plus it. And I talk with my friend Kazu, and I've seen him work, and it's like he does his drawings like 5 times, I think. I could be wrong, but at least 3 times he's redrawing his pages. So I don't know how much work he does regarding the script, but at least I know for the pages he draws it multiple times, and I know that because I've seen his work in progresses. And so I want to make sure that it's going to work out that way. All right, so we're going to do Barney. Yeah. Hector says she's is the triangles to Fred's squares. Exactly. So that's what we're talking about with regards to shape language. It's a great visual cue. We'll go with Barney. Barney's a little bit... I'm going to put Fred on here for reference. So let's leave Fred here. Barney's a little bit... he's shorter than the two of them. Maybe I should draw his eyes like this. I think for any artist, by the way, really study these old cartoons, because there's a lot, what we have today with art, we stand on the shoulders of giants, so there's great artists that have come before us, and it's like to do that and not study the old masters and the old techniques, there's a lot of value with that, and I think you do yourself a disservice when that happens. So if you have access to these shows somehow. Please just I don't know where you would stream Flintstones. I don't know. Is that a Hulu thing or is it a, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna move Wilma over there a little bit so we can have. Maybe a cartoon. I don't know. Does Cartoon Network these days have a streaming service? Everybody's got a streaming service. This is almost like a good reason, like, to buy physical media, because, like, you know, for one, you can watch it anytime you want without ads. You still have to wait for it to load up in the DVD player, which are, you know, I'm sure years from now people are going to watch this and be like, what's a DVD player? Let's put that over there for, and you know, second, there's no, you know you're getting that version. I mean, you're not getting an altered version for the most part. And so aside from, you know, unless it's like Star Wars, where it's like you get the original laser disc of the original cut, and then every version released after that, it's Lucas's cut. They should release that original cut to me. I mean, I own the original Japanese Blu-ray, not the original, but I own a Japanese version of Totoro, and I can like pop that in whenever I want to. I don't have to subscribe to Hulu or anything like that. Of course, it cost me $60, so you know, there's that. And this is before like they released it like here in the States, so yeah, you could probably call me a sucker for that. But it's the cover is really cool because it's like their packaging for their Ghibli movies in Japan is just, it's very minimalist. It's just one color, that's it, and each color corresponds. So like the Totoro cover is green. It's just solid green with the white Totoro silhouette, and yeah, it just works so well. And I think Castle in the Sky is probably yellow, and it has like the silhouette of the two kids floating down, suspended by the crystal. Spirited Away, I think it's pink, I think, and Porco Rosso is red. Just, I don't know, they just show a lot of restraint with packaging and just covers over in Japan. Because I remember like early in the Disney days, when, I mean, not the Disney days, but when you know, like Little Mermaid and the Second Renaissance was around, you see like these, you know, like they had these weird airbrushed covers, you know, like the movies. And like the only time I've seen like a cover that felt it was better than, you know, that was one of the best covers was when, I think with Tarzan, they had it was just a sketch of Tarzan, you know, implied by that it was done by Jane, and it was like, it was the simplest cover, and yeah. So let's see. Hector says, same here. I have a 5-chapter book project with some of the charts. Yeah. So my 3-page chapter 1 turned to a 35-page comic. Yep. Well, that's part of yeah, that's part of the deal with working. Well, I think I accidentally made my Barney too tall. Let's see here. Let's go back and change that. Yeah, because now I drew him lower like this, and I didn't realize. No, he's probably about the same height as Wilma. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's go back and just tweak it just a little bit. I'm just gonna bring this in over here, and cinch it up. Yeah, that's all about just like I'm trying to learn restraint, where it's like they could have all these cool things in here, but I'm gonna try to focus on it and be like, just make the simplest story you can make, and just get that under your belt. So I'm gonna get that under my belt before I can tackle the bigger project. Okay, so Fred would be like that big. Okay, Wilma would be like that big. I guess it doesn't really matter because you can always shrink them and stuff, like so. Okay, and Barney would be like, Barney should be a little bit shorter than Wilma, I feel like. Yeah, also Hector says, by the way, tried to buy one of your son tried to buy one of my plushies, but he doesn't have PayPal. You don't have to have PayPal. Basically, PayPal is, you don't have to have a PayPal account. It's just that PayPal is is like the liaison with to process your credit card. So if you would like to purchase a panda plush, which looks like this. So this is my 6-inch panda plush, and I also have a 10-inch one. That's about this size here. So I got 2 of them. I'll show these after I'm done sketching. But let's go this way here. You can get those on my website at punchingpandas.com/shop. So So yeah, to answer your question though, you don't need a PayPal account. You just you just have to have a credit card, and it will go through and process. I think it should ask you if you have an account or not, but you can always check out as a guest. So please let me know if that works for you. Okay, so we got Barney. And let's see, we have, let's go with Betty. Of course, let's get the rest of the family involved here. I'm gonna draw Betty. I'm gonna leave Wilma in there as a reference. So Barney's like that, kind of shorter guy. Wilma's over there. Barney. Betty is. Draw Betty like this, okay? Actually, let's draw, yeah, like so. Okay, let's do that. I think it could be a little bit rounder. It's a little bit trickier because I have to smush it to make it flatter. And then she has a little lick like that. It's all about great shapes. So if you're a kid who's watching this, ask your parents what kind of shows they watch as kids. See, I'm encouraging family time. I think I'm gonna give her some eyelashes. Yeah, I think it probably would help to give the eyelashes. I know probably it's a little bit stereotypical, but hey, I think it works. I had a discussion, or had a conversation with a friend about I was discussing this one show called Chopped, where it's like a show like Iron Man, or Iron Chef, where you have chefs who are they're basically given 3 courses, and they're given like I think they're given a common ingredient, and so they have to work with that common ingredient to serve like the main course, and then for dessert they'll give them another set of ingredients, and they have to make something out of that. And I remember there's this one guy, he was making the appetizer, and he put raw red onions as a garnish, and then the judge got super upset about it. Or not super upset, but he was just like, I don't like red onions, right? And he's like, you shouldn't, like, I'm kind of sick and tired of these chefs putting red onions as garnish. I don't like it. And then they go to the main course, and the guy makes his dish, but then he's like, I just feel like it needs something, and so he goes back, and then he decides to put red onions on top of it, raw red onions again. And so when he gives it back to the same judge, the judge is like looking at him, just like, you almost feel like he's like seething. He's like, like this is making me angry. So I'm only mentioning that because I'm putting eyelashes on the ladies here, because even though in the original show they don't have eyelashes, but for the sake of my pandas, I'm adding the eyelashes because that's my shorthand. So if anyone's out there stewing about it, sorry, just have to deal with that. But that was back in the day when I was watching a lot of food TV shows. Shows like Iron Man. Now I'm talking about the Japanese version. Japanese version is definitely is the show to watch for me. There's something about like Japanese, like when Japanese act over the top, like it just translates better when they do it versus when you see it done in like America. When they're trying to copy the exact same like campiness, it's like they gotta learn to do like their own type of campiness. But I think when they started like settling in and getting familiar with their own format, I think it worked a little bit better. So it got a bit stronger because they kind of have like that quirkiness from Alton Brown. He likes to make things hyper analytical. Let's do Bam Bam and Pebbles. How about that? Let's put Betty here. No Karen's here. What? I think I might be missing a joke about that. That one's flying over my head. Sorry. No joke flies over my head. No, wait, nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast, and I will catch it. Okay, well, I guess I don't have to scale these guys because they're, I could always shrink them down for the coloring sheets. So let's do. Here, I'm going to just switch it around like that. By the way, Hector, for those of you who haven't checked out Hector Montalva's work, he submitted a few drawings here for Fan Friday. So Fan Friday, if we get enough drawings for Fan Friday, I'll So you can submit your fan drawings, and they don't have to be of pandas. They could just be of your own original characters or your own type of drawings, and I can just go and what I'll do is I'll take those and make a panda version of those drawings. So feel free to send those over. It's a lot of fun. Hector has sent in a few of those already, and he's we have some for this week. If anyone else would like to send in their drawings, feel free. And okay, so like Pebbles wears like a shirt, some sort like shirt with like kind of like a, I think like a, we'll go like this, because she kind of wears like a diaper, sort of. We'll just go like this for now. Let's see, let's just bring this out a little bit. Then we're gonna add a little hair. Let's add a little bit of hair here. So, as we're all at home and self-quarantining, what are some new skills you guys have developed as your home? Because I'm seeing a lot of people taking up new types of hobbies. I see people making bread, or doing a lot more cooking at home. Also, like for myself, I got into making pizza. That's kind of been my latest thing, and I've created a decent pie. It's not the best, but it's getting better with each time I make it. I think I just need to get better tomatoes. I feel like. I heard the one that you need to get is San Marzano tomatoes, but I have to like convince my wife that they're worth spending money on, because I think they might be a little bit more expensive, but taste is worth it, right? This is where all the New Yorkers are like, yeah, you gotta use San Marzano tomatoes, you gotta use them. Anything less, it's a travesty. If you're not using San Marzano tomatoes, you gotta get out of here. Get out of here. That's my poor Brooklyn accent. Okay, so we got our Pebbles. I think she has some like kind of spots on them too. It's like, because her outfit's actually is also pretty poofy too. It's not just a shirt. I think it has to have some volume to it to make it feel very light. And that's a tricky thing. It's like they have very simple drawings, but like the designs are very simple, but yet they're able to give a lot of volume and a lot of make them feel. They also make them feel very like appropriate to their outfit, because it's like, and they could do that with just such a simple line. So that's why these designs work really well. Okay, let's lower that feet here a second. Just then we're gonna add these little dots here for her. Gonna kind of go something like this. Let's flatten that that hair some, because I think you don't want the volume getting too far away, because it's not gonna feel like there's something that's actually underneath there. So I'm just gonna go like that. And then I'm gonna add the ears here, one of the ears there. I'm gonna move this here, like so. That way you can kind of get okay, so there we go. So there's Pebbles, and then we'll do Bam Bam. We'll have Bam Bam standing, because I think Pebbles is like just learning how to walk, and then Bam Bam's like just slightly older than her, so he can like stand up. Bam Bam, Bam Bam Bam. I'm glad I didn't teach my son Bam Bam. Okay, let's just add a little hat here. Okay, so let's go to some more Bam Bam. I think Bam Bam just wears like a sling on his he has like a let's see, he has like a belt area here. And there's like a bone. I'm gonna about there. And I think we got time for one more. How about we do... We can do Dino. Of course, Bam Bam's got to have his little club. Okay, now we got that out of the way. Let's do Dino. Dino the dinosaur. Alright. Dino will be Flintstone Dino. Dino would be like kind of has like a little pea brain. Very fun design. Maybe I should use this for my class. So I teach a class on visual development at on animationmentor.com, and I actually have a class today. So I was like, oh man, I forgot about the Flintstones. So it's like maybe I should include it in my next lesson. We are going to cover design today. Maybe I should make him a little bit chubbier. I'm gonna make him super chubby. Let's make him chubby. A little bit of that bulge. Let's move that there. Move his arms up. About that angularity too. Make sure you get that angularity of that tail. Just really. Let's make that. Let's hide the back of that heel actually. Probably would help to do that. So then do some of that. It's getting pretty messy. Yeah, so there we go. Push that further back so that. Alright, so there you have it. We got all of our Flintstones. For the most part, I get everybody, but you know we got like the main characters. Okay. Oh yeah, he has like a collar too. I forgot about that because he's he's like a dog. So he's gonna need that collar. Let's throw that on here. I don't know, maybe put it right here, perhaps. Let's put that collar in first. Let's put that. Got a little dog tag. All right, there we go. So there we have it, our Flintstones. He just bulge up his nose just slightly a bit. So yeah, feel free to just let me know if you guys have any other topics you guys would like for me to cover. It doesn't have to be related to a TV show. It could also be anything fun, like, you know, we've done insects. Maybe I'll do, I kind of did dinosaurs here, so I'll save dinosaurs for a later date, maybe next week. But we can also do, you know, other types of animals, safari animals, aquatic animals. Thing we'll tie them all together will be pandas. So, anyways, that is our time for today. Really appreciate it that you guys got to chime in. Let me do this little final plug. So for those of you that I mentioned earlier in the chat. So today, not today, but sorry. So these are my plushies that I have. I have a 6-inch version, and then I have a 12 or 10-inch version. So you guys can check those out. These are available on my shop at punchingpandas.com/scribbletime. And if you guys don't need a PayPal account to check out. You just need PayPal just to go. PayPal is just the credit card handler, so you should be able to make your purchase without an account. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think about the video and other content, and please like this video too and subscribe if you haven't already, and resubscribe if, I guess that's the thing that YouTube does. They like to kick people off, but if you guys like what you see, like this video, and look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. We will be doing another Wednesday traditional type of live stream. So using pencils, markers, or any kind of traditional materials, whatever I feel like using tomorrow. So anyways, we'll be meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So we'll see you guys there. Take it easy, and thanks for watching.